Good morning, everybody. Today is February 6, 2020, and I would like to give you a little report about what's going on in the stock market. Today, when the stock market opened, it was actually up 100 points. But as I talked yesterday, when you have several days in a row when Dow Jones jumps 500 points, 600 points, 300 points, usually this streak of upper days or days of gain cannot continue forever. So today is the fourth day that Dow Jones is up, and not by just 20 or 30 points, but more than 100 points. And I was watching the stock market this morning, and I saw that investors are getting worried. And the reason is this: when there's a lot of gains in a short period of time, new investors are hard to attract, and they're the ones who actually drive the prices of the stock up. Because if you don't have the buyers, there's no deficit of stock on the market, and if there's no deficit, then the price of the stock will either stay the same or even start to decline, because suddenly we might have more sellers than buyers. So a lot of people don't like to buy at the top, and it's really hard right now psychologically to attract people to buying, because they look at the gains, 1,000-point gain that just happened over the last 3 or 4 days, and a lot of them think that, well, I missed the boat. I would be a fool to risk my money at the very top of the basically all-time high for Dow Jones, and I would rather wait for a pullback that will happen sooner or later, probably sooner, and then I will buy. And we could I could see how the market, it continues to go a little bit up, and then we have a pretty sharp sell-off when somebody just dumps a lot of stock on the market, just to get out of their position and lock in the profits. So I would say that the probability for the Dow Jones to end up, for example, this day with a gain is pretty slim, because we went up 1,000 points. We went up basically 4 days in a row up, and the statistics says that chances for the Dow Jones to continue to go for the 5th day in a row is like 10%, okay, based on 3-year history of how Dow Jones was behaving. And right now, I would say it would be very wise for you to lock in the price of Dow Jones at the very high level by for example, buy a put on DIA. DIA is ETF that's basically matches Dow Jones Industrial Average Index by investing in 30 stocks that comprise Dow Jones Index. So right now, DIA is trading at $293 a share, plus minus a few cents. So it would be wise to buy a put, probably that would expire on February 14th, 1 week away from now, next Friday, well, actually Friday after next, because today is Thursday. And right now this put could be purchased for about $1, maybe $2, and you might risk very minimum amount of money. One contract of DIA at $1 a share one options contract will cost you $100. If it's $2, will cost you $200, for example. But we saw the wild swings of DIA between $294 and $281 per share in just in the last week. So we're talking about the corridor of more than $10 per share for DIA, which means that DIA could easily drop $100 away from its current price of $293 a share to $283 a share. And I would advise you to take a chance and possibly catch this dip. So if you purchase the put option for DIA at a strike price of $293 a share till February 14th, I think you would be in a pretty comfortable position because you locked in DIA or Dow Jones at a pretty much all-time high, and there's still a lot of uncertainty in this world in terms of what's going to happen with coronavirus, because one main thing that you have to remember is that any virus has an incubation period, and for coronavirus it's actually 14 days. So which means that, you know, whoever was carrying the disease and did not show any signs or felt okay, you know, suddenly will start to feel, you know, much worse, and the death rate could accelerate, which would obviously create a negative impact on the stock market. So you know, and plus there's also, you know, there's not enough positive news because, for example, Donald Trump was acquitted of impeachment, so there's no long anticipation of what's going to happen. And now we kind of like got this stable news that nothing is going to happen in the government at this point. So I would advise you to lock in Dow Jones at a super high price right now and wait till next week. If you want to know what to do with the rest of actively traded 2,200 ETFs on the stock market, please download my app via URL 4etf.com. that will take you directly to the Apple App Store, where you could download, install, and run it on iPhone, iPad, and Apple TV. Thank you for your time. Good luck trading.